I remember like when I came back, I was having like flashbacks
Uh,
because like not in a bad way, but like just memories
Yeah.
popped up in my head. For example, when I entered the Starks Arena, the last time I was there, I was rolled out on a stretcher into the ambulance. So that was like the last memory I had. So it was a good feeling to come back. But even like another memory I had is like going to the court.
I remember once when I was doing the interview with your friend and teammate Isaiah Cannon, we were talking about the NBA, and he told me it's very difficult to get to the NBA, but it's even harder to stay in the NBA because they do not have patience. Do you agree with him?
Yes, yeah, I agree 100%. So like it's very hard to get into the NBA. There's only 60 players that get drafted every year, and out of those 60 players, 35, 40 get a guaranteed deal. So you can get drafted, but then the team lets you go. So from 60, you have to be like one of those 40 players or so. And then from there, you have to stay in the NBA. And remember, every single year, there's a new draft. So new guys are coming in. So that's the tricky part. I think every year, 60 guys come in, 60 guys leave.
Yeah.
So you have to be able to do something, be something special to stick in the NBA. Otherwise, the next year they're just gonna bring in pretty much a similar guy like you and give them the opportunity. So yeah, it's very, very hard to stay in the NBA.
Okay. Let's talk about interesting topic, because I would like you to explain a little bit to me, to the Serbian audience, the American mentality, talking about the NBA and rookies. Because, for example, in Crvena Zvezda, you have a rookie in the EuroLeague, Stefan Miljanovic. But I heard that when the rookies come into the NBA team, something is happening. What's the situation, Joel, with popcorns?
Oh yeah, man. So the rookie life in the NBA, it can be brutal.
Okay.
Yeah, if you don't listen to your vets, if you listen to them and do what they say.
You didn't listen, right?
Yeah, I didn't listen. I learned the hard way. But yeah, I think like in general, being a rookie in the NBA, it's like a thing. They try to teach you, prepare you. At the same time, they try to make like a joke out of it, in a good manner. But for me, some of my rookie duties were I had to get donuts every day.
Okay.
Donuts every single day, and a lot of the times nobody ate them. So I would buy like 50 donuts every day for the team, and nobody would eat them. And then another, I guess, funny one was every time before we flew to like a different state, the format would be we would practice from like 11 to 1, and let's say the plane leaves at, I don't know, 2:30. So we would practice, and then the veteran guys, they would send me to go get items like unrealistic. Like they'd be like, go to some restaurant and get like 30 burgers and 20 chicken. Like I would get like a $500 order, right?
Okay.
And again, nobody would eat it, but they just try to give you like these tasks.
Yeah.
Of things to do. But the popcorn, the way that happened was it was my teammate's birthday at the time, and he told me he wanted a strawberry cake. It was this specific strawberry cake, and he told me I had to make it personally, like me.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was with my wife still at the time, Nicole, and he was like, you can't have your wife make it, like you have to make it. And like for us basketball players, when you tell us that, we're like, oh, we're just gonna have someone else do it, So long story short, first I thought he was joking.
Okay.
So when his birthday came, there was no cake.
You didn't even try?
A part of me didn't think he was serious. So his birthday came, there was no cake. So some of the other veterans guys, they were like, we're gonna get you, Rook. And we're gonna get you. So I didn't know what that meant exactly. But long story short, like 2 weeks later, we had practice, and I knew something happened because I had taken off my clothes. I put it in my locker, and my car keys, I put them in my pants. And when I came back out, my keys were out in a random spot. So I was like, man, I wonder if they did something. So they took my car, they took all the tires and the wheels, and they put it on like big stones. And then they filled the whole car with popcorn.
Oh my.
They filled the whole car with popcorn, and it was really bad. And I'm not one to like get mad or upset, but that day I was very, very mad.
Man, how difficult was it clean the car after that?
It was very difficult. So I had like a place I take my car to get clean.
Oh my God.
Well, so let me back up a little bit. So it took me like an hour to figure out where they put my tires.
Okay.
So it took me like an hour to get my tires. They had to call somebody, bring all the equipment, put my wheels back on, and then, you know, I open up the door and popcorn, just a whole bunch of popcorn. And I still have pictures on my phone.
Oh my
To
God.
this day, I'll have to show you. But I open up the door and a whole bunch of like popcorn falls out. And this is not just like they put a little bit of popcorn. It was from the
My
bottom
God.
all the way to the top.
Never heard about that in Europe,
Mhm.
but okay, is this super mean or they can even be worse? Is the popcorn thing one of the worst thing that can happen or they can even be
No.
worse?
It can be worse. The popcorn
Kidding
thing
me?
was like the lighter side. Like
The
that was
lighter
nothing.
side?
Yeah, but like it was bad. You open up the doors, popcorn's falling out. I have to like go like this to get
My
all the
God.
popcorn out. I get in and I think I'm good now because like so I scooped all the popcorn out of the driver's side. So I have my wheels, and then I start driving, and I have to like go on the highway, make some turns. So I start driving, and as I'm turning this way, all the popcorn on this side now comes to me. So by the time I get to the car wash place, I have popcorn above my knees.
My God. My God.
And it was funny because the place I took to get my car clean,
Mm-hmm.
the year before they had another rookie come in, same thing, to get their car clean. So it took them like 8 hours, but
They were mean.
yeah.
They were super mean.
Yeah, and I'm trying to think what's worse than popcorn. Sometimes they will take like, okay, so one story I heard was somebody had bought like a brand new Rolls Royce,
Okay.
white interior,
Okay.
and I guess he wasn't following his rookie duties, so they decided to take like a whole bunch of ketchup and mustard, and they just put it all in his car.
Oh my God.
But it's not in a mean way. It's just like a
Yeah,
funny
it's funny.
joke,
It's
yeah.
very funny. I can't
Funny
imagine
joke.
it was funny
Yeah.
for you, like scooping the popcorns from the from the car.
Yeah. But my situation, the guy who did it, he told me, to him, when he was a rookie, they put peanuts
Ah,
in his car, and
that's sticky.
he said that was bad. He said he had that car for like 3 years, and he would always find like random peanuts in there
Okay.
because the peanuts get in the cracks and the stuff.
Do you still like popcorns, or after that situation you hate popcorns? You're not eating popcorns anymore.
I still like gobbling, but like there's been some ones where I was kind of like not scared, but like, oh my gosh, how do I get out of this one? Like for example, we had a team dinner, and I had just gotten drafted. So like the way it works in the NBA, usually once you get drafted, there's like a period before you sign your contract, but usually you start getting paid like the next season, but you can get like in
Okay.
advance on your money. But anyways, I ended up getting drafted, and you know, I don't come from money, so I didn't have, just a college student, I didn't have money at the time, and I just got drafted, and we went to a team dinner,
Okay.
and I knew what they were trying to do. They were trying to make the bill go up so I would pay for it. So I remember that team dinner I didn't eat specifically for that reason, but they were ordering like wine bottles and like the most expensive stuff on the items. But anyways, the bill was, I don't know, the bill was like $25,000 US dollars.
Wow.
And
Wow.
when the dinner ended, everybody left, and it was just me. And I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna pay for this, you know. But it was, like I said, it's not in a mean way or anything. Just like part of being a
Okay.
rookie.
Yeah, okay. It's different. Like it's a cultural thing because we don't
Yeah.
have this here. But thank you for sharing so much.
Yeah.
And I'm very happy that our rookies in the EuroLeague don't have this because
Yeah.
European are a little bit different.
Yeah.
I don't think that we have this
Yeah.
like a joking
I know.
kind.
But I have to mention, like, that's just like, I guess, the size where they got me. But my rookies, excuse me, my veterans actually like took really good care of me. They helped me out a lot. They gave me like a lot of free
Okay.
stuff. So yeah, that's like small, but it was like nothing.
Okay.
Yeah, I had a great rookie year.
Okay.
I liked all my teammates.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're like that, but it was just funny, to hear
Yeah.
that. But okay, we talk about the NBA a little bit, and I would like to talk about this transition. I don't want to go too much back in time because okay, was Russia, CSKA, Olympiacos, and after Crvena Zvezda. I want to concentrate more on Crvena Zvezda, but tell me more about this transition at first. From the States, coming to Europe, different style, different everything. How was that?
So it was an adjustment for sure, especially for me because a lot of people don't know this, but when I was in the NBA and entering the NBA, I played the position 4.
Uh-huh.
I wasn't really like a center. I wasn't like a straight shooter because back then the game was like you had a true point guard, you had a scoring guard, and then you had a shooting guard, and then your bigs usually had a power forward and a center, but usually it was like 2 guys on the block. The game hadn't evolved to where it was more like perimeter oriented. So I was like a power forward, and I maybe shot like 3 to 5 threes a game. So coming into Europe, especially CSKA, I had to kind of like adjust. I think they saw like, okay, this guy's like a great rebounder. He's very athletic. He can move fast like a guard. So they wanted me to be very, very good at that. So it was an adjustment. But I think I had all like the qualities to be able to do it. But the main thing was like the mindset. I accepted it and wanted to be like the best at that. So over time, and I just got better and kind of found my place.
Yeah.
And then every team's different, different systems. Maybe the coaches want you to do more or less. But no, I think it was an adjustment for sure. And another big thing is like in Europe, they really target guys. They try to exploit your weaknesses. And here, like the mentality is like coaches really try to win every single game. So it doesn't matter like how much money you're making. It doesn't matter how big your name is. If you're not performing, they'll sit you on the bench, right? Where in the NBA, it's like the guys who have the biggest contracts, the biggest names, usually they're gonna play the most, whether they shoot bad or good. It's just the way things are. In Europe, it's not like that. I don't think it's tough to get away. Like in Europe, if a guy has maybe like 4 or 5 bad games in a row shooting nights, I think realistically he'll play a little bit less and less.
Okay.
Just because it's like so results driven.
Yeah.
You need to perform, and everybody wants to win. So if you're not helping the team win, they can't play you.
Okay.
So that was like the biggest thing. That, and then I think before getting to European basketball, I played like 25, 30 minutes a game. And I knew I was going to play those minutes. So within 30 minutes, you can do a lot. Coaches will let you play through mistakes because you're like one of the main guys. So coming to CSKA, that championship team, I needed to be able to play a specific role in 15 minutes on average. Sometimes it was only in 5 minutes. Sometimes I played more. It was 20 minutes. So like I said, mentally being able to be ready whenever your time comes, however it comes, whether it's 5 minutes, 1 minute, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, just being ready and consistent. That was the biggest thing.
I would like to talk about Crvena Zvezda right now because we already know that you are a great player. You play in the NBA, you were in CSKA, you were at Olympiacos, but I have the feeling, Džoel, that when you came to Crvena Zvezda, you showed to everybody what are you capable of. So do you agree with me?
Yeah, I agree. And I guess for me, it's like interesting because if you know me personally, like if you take the fans and everyone else out, like just basketball players and people who play basketball, like I guess my path and what I'm doing now and kind of just I guess taking that next step as a player didn't come to, it wasn't a surprise to everyone else because they knew me. I practice with these guys every day. They know what I'm capable of. I think the main thing that I got here was like the opportunity to be able to display that. But it was, I guess it was like a cool path because when I signed with Zvezda, I remember like it was yesterday. So we had our first game against Asgolf that year. And I'm going to the gym like it's just a normal day. And at the time it was Coach Dushko. And literally as I walk into the Starks Arena, he calls me over to the side and he tells me, he's like, "Hey Joel, you're not gonna play today." And I was like, okay. Because again, like me, I'm a team guy. I never cause problems. Like if that's truly what you want to do, okay. You know, we can talk about it later. Like, you know, if there's anything to talk about. But he told me, he's like, "Hey Joel, you're not gonna play today." And then I was like, "Oh, okay, like why? What's up? What are you thinking?" You know?
Okay.
And he was like, we're gonna do like this rotation with the bigs. So I think at the time we had maybe 5 or 6 centers. And he was like, "We're gonna do this rotation with the centers. You're gonna play against," I think he maybe said like Ephes. And I was like, "Oh, okay." And I remember after we spoke and I had looked at the calendar and I think Ephes was like 3 months later.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But yeah, like again, I respect him. I love him as a coach and as a person. But yeah, he told me that and I was like, okay. So didn't play. And I think, I don't remember if we lost, but I know like the bigs there, they just didn't have like their best performances. Next EuroLeague game came, the same thing, like they didn't play great up to their standards, and even the ABBA game. So I think when whatever rotation or lineup he had there, maybe he was like, okay, let's give Joel a shot. I think I remember by that third game, I was in the rotation, played some minutes, and to me at the time, I didn't think I did anything special. I just played how I normally play. But I think maybe that's what was missing, or there hasn't really been like too many players like myself come through Zvezda with like the athleticism and just kind of like my strengths. So I think from day one, it was like, wow, this is what he can do. And then as games went on, he gave me a little bit more of a chance, more of an opportunity, and I think I just made the most of it. And then yeah, so that was kind of like my story.
Okay.
And then it kind of just evolved into what it is now.
Yeah. And by sharing this story, you said some very interesting things. You said, I'm a team guy, but with sharing this, you showed that you're a warrior, you're a fighter, because you have patience. You have patience. Okay, I'm waiting for my spot, my turn. And, I think that in life, especially in basketball, you need to wait for everything to be in the right moment, in the right time. Like timing is everything in life. And for you, I think things develop naturally and in the right way. And
also too, like what people don't realize is what helps is before I got to Zvezda, I feel like I played like all roles.
Okay.
Like being in an NBA, being on different teams, well, I haven't been on many teams, but being with CSKA and Olympiacos, I say I played all roles, meaning like when I first joined CSKA, we were a championship team, like we were fully loaded. So my role there was, I knew I was gonna play 10, 15 minutes a game, and I needed to do like a specific thing. The next year, my minutes maybe increased to 20 minutes. And then on average, they were between like 10 and 20. But, some games I started, some games I played 30 minutes, some games I didn't play. Because just the flow and, is just part of the season, like the natural season and how things go. But I think by the end of it, when I came to Zvezda, like I said, I had been a starter. I had played 30 minutes, 20 minutes, maybe only 5 minutes sometimes. Sometimes I didn't play, sometimes I didn't dress. So I was able to experience everything. So when Coach Dushko told me that, I was like, of course that's not what you want to hear as a player, but it didn't affect me like mentally. I was just like, okay, You know, just control the things you can control. Keep practicing good, and then it's like you said, the time will come. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's like literally what happened. You know, 2-3 weeks later, I was out there playing, and I guess that the rest is history.
Yeah, the rest is history. As you said, that in this journey with Crvena Zvezda, you met different coaches like Duško, you work with Yanis, and now with Saša Obradović. And tell me more about your relationship and the collaboration you had with Coach Saša Obradović.
So like, it's probably the best relationship I've had with any head coach throughout my playing career, basketball-wise. And I say that because he really does take the time to speak to you, to get to know you. And like I said, me personally, if you don't talk to me, I'm not going to say anything to you, you know. But like, he makes it a point, whether you're in the airport or after practice, maybe it's 1 minute, maybe it's 5 minutes, maybe he'll speak to you for 15 minutes, but he tries to speak to everybody. And I think just by him speaking to me, just kind of helped build a relationship, and I feel like our relationship clicked. He's really easy to play for, honestly. But yeah, we have a good relationship.
Another thing that I've noticed, okay, you came 2 months ago, 2.5 months ago, so getting to know some guys, you know them from earlier, but you met other guys in the team. And what I've noticed that you have a great connection. You're a big family. The chemistry that you have on the court, that's impressive.
I think we have good chemistry. The thing is, like, it feels natural. That's what makes it easy. Like, sometimes new teams, they just don't work. Like, you try, and when you watch that new team, you're like, man, this is painful to watch. But I think for us, it's natural. And even for me, I think it helps that I'm coming in at the big position. Because like what I do, it doesn't take away from anybody else. It just adds in. Like, I don't need the ball in my hands, you know. Coach is not running plays for me, you know. So I'm able to impact the game in ways that complement how they're already playing. And from day one, like the team accepted me and really tried to help me learn the plays and just get up to speed. And I think it was like a collective effort from everybody. From we were talking about it earlier, from the cocktail party and the president introducing me to the head coach accepting me, the team accepting me. I think everyone really tried to help me get integrated into the team as quick as possible. So like I said, when I started practicing, it really felt natural.
What does the Crvena Zvezda mean to you?
What does it mean to me? It means a lot. Like, it means to me, coming to Zvezda, I feel like this is the first place I can call home, just because they create that atmosphere. You know, sometimes, like I said, sometimes guys only spend 1 year on a team, and then they go to the next team, and they go to the next team. So for me to be able to be here, a part of this 3 years, and each year we improve, and we're in a very good position here, and we have like 9 games left. You know, like I said, it feels like home. Everyone's welcoming and friendly, from the team to outside of the team, the fans, club management, players, whatever.
Since you said it feels like home, would you like to stay even in the future?
Yeah, I would never say no, but definitely, for sure. Like, if it works out, it works out. If not, you know, that's also okay, because I also understand like the other side. Sometimes it just doesn't work out for whatever reason. But no, I really do love it here. Wearing the Red Star jersey is special.
Yeah, I know there is another person that is enjoying so much here in Belgrade. I'm talking about your son, right? He loves Serbia. He loves Serbia so much.
Yeah. And I think he's still too young to like be able to understand and realize like everything, like what's going on. But he loves it. He has like his own nickname, Ballum Kid.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And like, even when people ask to take photos with me, he's jumping in the photos, or like fans will want to take a picture with me and him. But he likes it here too. He really likes his school.
Okay. How old is he? I didn't ask you. How old is he?
He just turned 7.
7. Oh, he's
Yeah.
a big boy.
Like a
He's a
week
big
ago.
boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is he
Just like
speaking
that.
Serbian a little bit?
He says he knows Serbian.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I don't know because I don't know Serbian, but he knows a good amount of words.
Wow. Wow. Thank you so much for your time. And to wrap up, we wrap up in a different way. You have a camera right over here. If you want to send a brief message to the fans, you can do that.
Okay. Well, yeah, thanks for having me. Thank you, Red Star fans. You know, playing here is one of a kind. There's no place like it. And the season's almost over. We're going to give you guys everything we have, finish the season strong.